Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23. This is Newton Heath, episode 35. And if you noticed last time, there was rumors of a takeover. And those takeover rumors are persisting for the time being. I'm really hoping that nothing does happen. But this could change things. This could definitely change things. But it won't change the stadium. So I think we'll be fine. But depending on what happens with that ownership change, we could make things easier or more challenging going forward. Coming off two straight wins from where we left off the last episode, and definitely better form in general lately. A few draws and a lot of wins, and no losses since Aston Villa. And then when you go back even further, it's been months since we've taken a loss. Kidderminster was our last league loss. It was all the way back in October, and we're now the final day of February. So heading into March, things are starting to look really good. And actually, with those couple of wins, we now have a 10-point cushion in the league. And, you can see how our name is scattered all over the top. But injury standings does have us up there. We got 4 guys out, and actually 5 first-team guys out with injuries right now. So that is a little worrying, especially for a couple of those players. 4 guys out with injuries plus a suspension is the 5th man that's out. But we are really starting to open that gap. Our next match is an easier home one, but right after that is a difficult away match on the road at 4th place Carlisle. We'll pick up with that here in just a moment. The injuries and suspensions have literally reached a point where the 11 starting the match and the 5 on the bench are all we have available out of the entire senior squad. So we have reserves, we have other players, and a couple of these guys that are named, really a few of these guys named, are a real stretch for the first team, but at least they are on the bench and only needed in a substitute type situation. But even without Shaq Ford, as he is one of those guys who is out injured, short term, but he is going to be out for a little bit, we do still come away with a 3-0 victory over Altrincham. Lapalabai with the goal, Hercules with a goal, and Ollie Palmer does get one on top in place of Shaq Ford. 15 attempts to their 5, 6 on target to their 1. Just over 51% possession. It's not like we totally dominated here, and they actually even had a missed penalty in this one. But following a tie between Notts County and Eastleigh, our gap is now 12 before we head into the Carlisle match, and Carlisle has climbed to 3rd, but if you look, they're well out of reach at 21 points down with 12 to play. This month, Player of the Month has gone to Ollie Palmer. 5 goals in 5 appearances for him. Shaq Ford, with 2 injuries over the course of the month, has ruled him out, and Ollie Palmer is picking up the slack. And then Ola has 2 goals and 2 assists and actually ended up finishing 2nd. That's been a good month. Not Tommy Abraham, but Timmy Abraham of 2nd place Eastleigh is 3rd. And then Lapalabai has won the Young Player of the Month, so we are all over the awards. With Carlisle all the way up in 3rd, they aren't the ones I'm worried about, as we were just noting a moment ago. They are well down on points, more than 20 behind us. So I don't care that it's the 3rd place team, points-wise in comparison. What I care about is where Eastleigh is in comparison, and we have a 12-point advantage. Today, we're on the road at the 3rd place team in the league, meaning it's going to be a challenging match, potentially. Meanwhile, Eastleigh played today at home against a team in the relegation zone. I believe Havant and Waterlooville is who they're up against. So you would assume that they're going to have an easy chance at getting all 3 points today. So let's assume that they do get 3 points. We have a 12-point lead in the league. Now, if we lose and they win, that lead falls to 9. That's still healthy, but that's not like take a breather, wipe your brow, go, all right, sounds good. We're in good shape. Here comes the title. if you're still at 12, you can start to think about that. You're 10 games away from the end of the season with a 12-point lead, 4-game cushion. You can lift your foot off the gas a little bit and just see out the season. Finish it off. Hercules already out of yellow. We haven't even played 20 minutes. And that was the first sign of danger when it came to Carlisle. And that was pretty dangerous. They were close. Looked offside. He was standing at the quarter flag when the ball was hit right back his direction. He never played to the inside. Palmer, there you go. Finally, on the counterattack. Lays it off for Hercules. Hercules in space. Through ball from Lapalo by, but not enough weight to it. Smallwood intercepts, deflected by one of us, I think. I don't think that was a defensive deflection. I do think that was one of our attackers, possibly Palmer, redirecting. Take it down in the box by Phillips, and that is a offside call. That is an offside flag. Wow. Boy, they lucked out, because otherwise we are in for a penalty as we were taken down in the box quite clearly. I'm a fan of penalties, especially from that sort of range. And Whitehall in for a resting Sarcevic. Gets a very big goal right there, his 4th of the season. Brooks, nice little hold-up play to keep possession. That's through traffic. Keeper doesn't see it until late. Nice goal. Now, looking at the stat line, we've been better than them, but not by significant amount. I would feel pretty damn happy with the second goal, but it looks like ball hit Wilson's arm. Handball for Charlie Wilson on that one. I'd love to see a slow-mo kind of replay to really see what happened, but we only get the free kick here. Things looked a little chaotic on that play. Definitely against the run of play. Scores level. Brooks. Nice free kick. Tons of curl to that. But he started a little too far out. See, Carlisle has had 1-2 chances. The penalty really being it. Not dominating performance by us, but just because they have more XG doesn't say a damn thing about this game, as we've been the better team. We've had the slight momentum throughout. That all entirely came down to the ball hitting the arm of Wilson. Whether that means it was a legit handball or whether that's ball to hand, I have no idea. No argument either way, because we didn't really see it. Brooks, nice little clearance there. His man was offside anyway, and they decided that he was impacting the play. That ball in, recovered by Ola after the clearance. He's going to switch back, lay it off for Whitehall, who's going long range for a second one from the edge of the box. This one he can't get on target. He was under, obviously, quite a bit more pressure than he was the first time. We've now played an hour. Hercules on a yellow has me worried. Let's go ahead and swap him out with Whitaker, even though that's a clear drop-off in terms of ability. I would rather, A, see us draw 1-1 than lose this thing. And B, Palmer, nice recovery there. Whitaker. B, Whitaker needs some time anyway. Smallwood wheeled in. Straight red. Straight red. All right. Hold your horses. Going attacking. We don't need to change anything else. They're accustomed to this. Lapalo Bai is struggling in his role, but he's in the role because Tanner is one of the injured guys. Whitaker, nice layoff. He's done okay. Brooks, a little too high. Definitely had to keep her beat. Now, it's all us all of a sudden. I think I'd like to go for the 3 points here at the risk of maybe them snatching something. We're going to go very attacking. Okay, Palmer's struggling. I do not have any more reserves. Smallwood's struggling. Maybe we need to get him, push him forward. Let's push forward Smallwood instead of switching positions and trying to get somebody else in. Smallwood, go a bit more attacking. And with that roll, what are you going to do for us? I'd still like to be a ball-winning midfielder, but we can go box to box in support. Carolero might fit in these circumstances. It is a midfield trio down the middle, and essentially in a diamond. Brooks, Wilson, no. Cleared. Lapalabai recovers, turns corner, gives it away, but Goodwin plays it out for the corner kick. Too strong on his clearance. That was the end of that highlight. 30 seconds left, taken down, no call. Palmer couldn't win that header. We do recover. Last chance. 4 seconds. Nope, that should just about do it here. We might get one more play. I'm feeling that whistle's about to get blown. Ball in. Whitaker lays it out for Smallwood. That was the chance. We're going to have to settle for 1 point today. Not a bad scenario, but it looks like we might be down to 10 points unless we've lucked out here when it came to what has happened in Eastleigh. And we have lucked out. Havant and Waterlooville have snatched a draw at Eastleigh. Our draw was worth way more than theirs, as they were up against a relegation side, who are now 20th, by the way. Gateshead slipped to 21st. I'm not sure how Gateshead have lost points like that. I'm very confused how 1 point gets you above somebody who's now 2 points behind you. Anyway, how that's happened, I don't know. Maybe I was looking at that like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and things had already changed. Maybe they had a match a couple days ago, but regardless, they are in 20th. And from 20th, at home, Eastleigh should have easily claimed that one. So coming away with a draw for us ends up being a good enough result that we are holding that 12-point lead. We are doubling up the goal differential of Eastleigh. We are dominating in every stat category. So now we have 11 to play with a 12-point lead. It's not a done deal, but let's push forward a few games. By the way, we're not done with Eastleigh. We've beaten them twice this season, and that is the huge difference between us. The 6 points they've lost, the 6 points we've gained is the difference. But we are going to play them one more time, at the very least, and that is the FA Trophy. The only other way we would play each other is if we both fall a spot and, like say Notts County, come up and win the title. At 20 points down, that's looking pretty unlikely with 11 to play, but mathematically, there's still 33 points out there, but pretty unlikely. So assuming that we wouldn't play each other in the playoffs, what we do have is an FA Trophy matchup in the next round. And previously, I thought we were moving on to the semifinals. We're not. I thought the last round was the quarterfinals. It's the coming round. And for the coming round, we're on the road at Eastleigh. So if we are going to win that trophy, we are going to have to go through them and get them out of the way. And they, of course, are the biggest challenger besides us for that trophy. So there's a decent chance that whoever wins that one will go on to win that trophy, even though there's still going to be a couple of matches to play after it. We've only lost twice this season, and Kidderminster was one of those teams that beat us. Kidderminster, we went on the road and ended up drawing 0-0, but that is primarily because Ollie Palmer ended up getting sent off with a straight red in the 23rd minute, and then had the gall to fight with us over his set fee, which are set at the beginning of the season, and felt that it was unfair. Not cool, man. Not cool. But we do turn around and respond with a 2-1 win against Barrow, which came awfully late. We scored early, they equalized, and then we finally got the go-ahead in the 75th minute. We are also finally on the getting Shackford back situation. Shackford, I'm guessing, didn't play the entire match, not seeing when he might have been subbed off from there, but he shouldn't have gone the distance. Next up for us is that FA Trophy quarterfinal against Eastleigh, so that's finally coming up for us. But the fantastic news is that Eastleigh has not kept pace. Our 12-point lead is now a 13-point lead, and we've got 9 to play. That's still 27 points available, so a 13-point lead is far from being a done deal, but it's not far from being a done deal. That's a lot to overcome. I mean, that 4 wins difference between the two, 4 wins, 4 losses difference between the two still does not cover that gap. And there's only 9 matches to play. So if we win 5 matches and lose 4, which we've only lost 2 all season, that's enough. Now, pressure can do a thing, can do plenty of things to a team. Feeling under pressure, things could go sour. Shaq Ford scored 22 goals a long time ago. He hasn't scored in a month and a half. He did play some matches through 2 injuries in there. So let's hope that he can, finally get and stay healthy and start scoring again. Palmer's so upset that he's actually coming to us and speaking that it wasn't fair. We're going to go with the standard punishment. FA Trophy, that strange place where it's a totally irrelevant minor trophy that has very small funding benefits. Doesn't matter at all. But then a trophy's a trophy. A win's a win. Eastleigh is our title rivals. We've already beaten them twice this season, and now with a 13-point advantage, the swing, the 12-point swing, and beating them twice is still, for the most part, the difference between us. So getting one over on your title rival, your clear top 2 favorites. I mean, this is real life this season. This is Wrexham and Notts County, right? 2 teams well ahead of everybody else in the league. So far, it's all them. They've had 4 shots. We've only had 1 attempt so far, and we're already approaching halftime. But Hercules take it down pretty bad by Right, probably the right call with the yellow. I don't think he's necessarily lucky on that one, but we get the goal. Small. Where's the offside? There's no way this is offside. Oh, so, okay. If you look close, right, he's got a man in front of him. He's got a man on the line in front of him. But it's not about one. It's not about having one player in front of you. It's about 2. And that rule is so silly. So silly. Yes, the rule is 2. Everybody forgets it. Not everybody. Most people forget it. The second man is the goalkeeper. Always is. He's on the other side of the goalkeeper here. The goalkeeper is behind him. It's such a silly rule. Because nothing about where he was located, there was nothing wrong with where he was located. And honestly, there is no reason for that to be called offside. Except the rules are the rules. And via the letter of the law, he was offside. That was the correct call. Second half underway with what should be a 1-goal lead. But again, the correct call was made. I have no idea how that is given as a free kick. None whatsoever, but okay. Let's play on. At least there's no yellow card out of it or crazy send-off. Wright was offside, but, fine. They would have called us correctly offside for something that, by the letter of the law, was offside, but by the heart of the law, by the intention of the law, by the feel, was very much on. But anyway, off is off. Ola gets to the byline. Dangerous tackle. Looks like he might have taken some of that in the ankle, but he keeps his feet, keeps going. There, Wilson clears that. And now they're going to get a free kick in a dangerous position moments later. 58 minutes played. Pike gets there, but doesn't clear. Takes a second chance at it, then clears it. Hercules just gets a piece of that, flicks it up. That guy was offside by miles, and then Pike does a terrible clearance, but fortunately we get there first. Sarcevic gives it away in a dangerous position, and here is the big play. But Abraham was offside, only just for him. Boy, this has been a quiet game on the scoring front, and Ford needs to get out of here before it's too late and he worsens his injury. He has had a rough day. Anyway, Palmer, his suspension, which is now stands at 3 games. They were offside, but okay, fine. He didn't impact the play, even though every single defender dropped to pick him up. He didn't touch the ball. Oh, wow. That nails the underside of the post or the crossbar. Comes out instead of staying in. 75 minutes played. We are going to have extra time if this is not decided in 90. We've only made the 1 sub so far. Lapalobai, again, is really struggling in his role, but we have nobody else. And they have scored in the 83rd minute. Looks like our FA Trophy match, which, like I said, this thing does not matter in the slightest. But A, you want to get one over on your rival, and B, trophy's a trophy, no matter how small. So no, I don't want to just give this away, though we just gave that ball away. We're really struggling with Lapalobai in that attacking mid spot. Really struggling. Sarcevic. Oh, beautiful kick. No idea how the keeper flies that far to get that one. That's a goal every day of the week. Except this one. 87th minute now. This might be our road coming to an end. Pierre. Dangerous ball. Sarcevic again gives it away. Well, at least this time it was taken off of his foot instead of just being a ridiculously bad pass, but we pass into space that's not occupied by anyone. Palmer was deep to help with the ball. Wilson heads that. Hercules should have had an overlap there. We don't get it. Finally, Pike decides to overlap. Takes the touch. Ola. That was the chance, folks. That was the chance. Outside of the one that we did put in the back of the net. But, again, rightly called offside. Even if the rule is silly, goalkeeper shouldn't be part of it. It should be the first outfield player. That's it. Full time. We're out of the FA Trophy. So Eastleigh gets one over on us, even though they may not be getting the lead. Hey, here's one thing about this, though. They were better to an extent. They had 7 shots on target. We had just 2. But they had half a goal worth of XG, and we definitely had a goal worth of XG. And the goal we scored, because the offside doesn't count, it was a beautiful play, and it was very much a great chance, and we took advantage of it. That one would have been, another half goal worth of XG on that shot alone, or 4/10, 6/10, something along those lines worth of XG. But that didn't count because of the call. So, we had roughly a goal and a half worth of XG and 3 shots on target. We should be going to extra time, but I get it. I do get it. I know what the rule is, and that's why it's frustrating, because the letter of the law is the correct call, but the spirit of the game, the intent of the law, calls flat wrong. His position had absolutely nothing to do with the goalkeeper, was not impacting the goalkeeper, didn't change anything with the goalkeeper, and the defender was very much on the side that would have us be onside. Very much. I mean, it wasn't even close on that part. He's standing, they're standing face to face right there in front of each other. One guy's standing on the line, the other one's a yard and a half in front of it. They're facing each other. He plays the ball, gets there first. But then the goalkeeper's, a yard the other side of him. So, understandable. Not the way you want to go down. Definitely not the way you want to go down, but offense struggled. Lapalobai is really struggling in this. We need Tanner. We need Tanner getting back in the side. Against weaker opponents, he does just enough. Hercules having to play in his spot weakens things a little bit further. You can see how Ola is the better And Lapalo Bai should be the better, right? Should be the better of the two on the outside, with Tanner playing strong inside, or Ford being the backup. But with his recovery from injury, and then Tanner out injured, you're stuck with, you got to get Ford where you can, but then he just couldn't get the job done today. So then you're stuck with Palmer at the end, and Palmer's been a bit of a mess lately. He's scoring more goals. He's fitting the system a bit better. He's not as bad as he was half a season ago now. But unfortunate, unlucky to an extent. Either way, it's an exit for the FA Trophy, and now we will be focused on the league the rest of the way. And one more episode will definitely get us to the end of the season, and then maybe beyond. Depends on how easily we cruise, because this changes nothing about the simple fact that we have a 13-point lead with just 11 matches to go. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.